Good afternoon again for the third time I'm here, and this time I'm not here to tell you that we're gonna have to wait a bit. No, I'm actually here to tell you that the draft has just started, as you can actually hear right now as well. So we're gonna see one best of three. We're gonna see RoX.KIS taking on NEXT.kz. It is a winner's bracket game, so both teams will have a chance to come back into the grand finals should they lose this one. And I mean, one team will lose this game, obviously, or at least this series, I should say. Well, one team will lose the game also. Anyways, we're gonna see ourselves hopefully 3 games, because these two teams are quite decently matched. Some people would not say this, because yesterday these two teams faced each other and was for the Joint Dota League Europe division, where RoX.KIS was actually 2-0ing NEXT.kz. However, NEXT.kz has decided that it's time for their secret weapon, and their secret weapon is Denny, who is standing in for their team today. So we're gonna have a bit of a different lineup for NEXT.kz today, as RoX.KIS is with their full roster. Now let's just jump ourselves into the draft. It's taking a very, very long time to ban heroes out, apparently, as RoX is already ticking into their bonus time. First of all, or second of all, I guess, because I already said some stuff, so I guess it's no longer first of all. But Vikrant, who was supposed to co-cast with me, is, I think, still asleep. He is, of course, from USA, and it's quite early there, so he's not yet awake to co-cast this first match. Hopefully, we'll have him for the second game, but for this first game, you're gonna have to do with just little old me, so hopefully for you, it's not too bad. And otherwise, oh, by the way, also for all the people that want to watch this in Russian, because I do see that there is a lot of Russian chat going on, there is actually a Russian chat, Russian stream as well, casted by Puntiro, if I pronounced that properly. And it is on, I know this, because it's not on Twitch. It is not on Twitch, it is instead in, wow, scrolling down, someone told me, but I forgot where it was. I forgot where it was. It was on Empire TV somewhere. But you'll be able to find it. It will be, oh, there we go. ESFXTV/RU/channel/Puntiro with 3 O's. There we have it. That's gonna be our your Russian stream if you want to watch it there instead. At the same time, I mean, you're free to stick around here as well. Of course, there's no problem with that either. Now, lately we've seen both of these teams before, of course, in this tournament, where we've seen against RoX.KIS a very specific theme banned out against them, basically every single time. Bristleback and Dazzle got banned out the entire time, and it was kind of standard to the point where you would kind of think, you're like, you know what, they haven't played that in a while, so why would you still ban it? Because, you know, would they actually pick it if you let it through? And that turned out not to be the case. That's something that NEXT.kz yesterday proved, because they did not ban out the Dazzle. They did ban out Bristleback at some point, but still both in the pool. The minus armor strat, not really that hot anymore. The healing strat, however, has been kind of hot. Goblack still likes those heals, still likes either Abaddon, who rightfully so got banned out, but Treant Protector, Venomancer dual lanes have still been something that he really likes to do. So we might see something coming out from him like that as well. NEXT.kz, though, they have selected themselves an Invoker. An Invoker is going to be probably our solo mid hero for Denny, so that's going to be a sight for sore eyes. I think a lot of people would be happy to see that one. Ancient Apparition together with the Venomancer is the one that RoX decides to go for instead. Perhaps still aiming to get some heals. Of course, Ancient Apparition is pretty solid as well for being against the Invoker himself. Invoker, he gets extra regen if he could be pretty tanky if he has his quads on at the right times, and Ancient Apparition can just stop him from regening and might make it easier to take him down, as it is just a support that we've seen making a big comeback. He's been maybe slightly overrated, but he's been picked up quite a lot lately. It's just a strong one, especially the Chilling Touch. You can't really overrate Chilling Touch, to be honest. It is just so immensely strong, especially if you're gonna run aggressive tri-lanes, which is something that, like I said, Godlike really likes to do, or at least aggressive lanes, I should say, not specifically tri-lanes, maybe sometimes dual lanes. But they, yeah, they have been running that a lot. We've got a Bane, a Storm, and Puck as well banned out as RoX.KIS. They decided, you know what, let's just ban 2 aggressive mids that we don't want Denny to play. So yeah, that's kind of typical there. However, they also ban out their own mids with that, or at least You know, Solo is their mid. He's been in RoX.KIS since Scandal left last Thursday, I believe it was. So Solo is their mid player, and he is known for his Storm Spirit or for his aggressive play. And to be able to play aggressive, you need a hero that suits your playstyle, and these two would have been good for that. Templar Assassin is another one that he can excel on. But other than that, I mean, even if he would play a Dragon Knight, for example, he'll still play super aggressive. So we'll see which one he'll end up going for and which hero they'll end up trying out in that middle lane. As we have a Nature's Prophet picked up by RoX.KIS. We've got Nyx Assassin Clockwork banned out by them as well, so they ban out some offlaners slash support, as that is of course Nyx Assassin combined up with the Visage has been played out quite a lot as well. OD, another mid banned out by NEXT.kz, and it is RoX.KIS's turn to pick, who so far are spending a lot of time in their bonus time. As you can see, they only have 35 seconds left. Compare that to NEXT.kz, they barely used any seconds, only 9 so far. So, well, Batrider for NEXT.kz aggression, that is, off lane slash jungle, and with that, they actually open up a lot of other possibilities, because Batrider can of course be mid as well, and Invoker can just fine be on the safe lane solo, in which case that could be an aggressive tri lane. So I really like this from NEXT.kz. They're not giving anything away about who is going where and what. Anything is still possible. Now the one thing that they are kind of lacking, apart from Batrider, Lasso, and I guess Cold Snap a bit as well, is kind of disable. Something that RoX have either. So I'm kind of expecting to see something with disables picked up by NEXT.kz. Now, in terms of supports, there's not that many left. Well, I mean many with a very solid disable, that is. I would really love to see a Sand King, but I don't think that's going to be picked up. But, you know, that's my hope. Sand King Visage is a legit combination. I mean, even the... Wow. The soul thing, this slow. Wow. Seriously, chilling. Grave Chill. There we go. Jeez. Brain freeze or something. But no. Grave Chill slows down for the burst strike to hit. The Doom gets picked up by RoX. Now, RoX has run Doom in the past. And when Scandal was still there, it was then Scandal on the safe lane and sometimes Doom played on the mid lane instead, like Scandal not mid on the Doom, but BZZ mid on the Doom. Sometimes Cedo on the Doom, but Cedo's signature hero is Nature's Prophet, so we're going to assume that he plays that one. But interesting to see where they're going to place that Doom. I wouldn't mind seeing him on the mid lane. Wouldn't mind seeing Nature's Prophet on the mid either, as Fnatic has been doing that a couple of times lately. So a lot of options for them as well. Again, though, not really there with the disables unless he picks up a good creep. Rubik, there you go. That's a disable right there, and the chance to steal some spells. And as I say that, I do realize that there's nice spells to steal, don't get me wrong, but there's no real awesome spells to steal.
Reserve time.
So interesting hero to pick up. And Rubik overall, he is a hero that is mostly played on safe tri lanes, on safe lanes, because in terms of aggression, he just doesn't have that much to throw out. He's got a Fate Bolt and a Telekinesis, and even though they're very strong, it has a very long cooldown on it, and it's more of a defensive hero than an aggressive hero. Let's just put it at that. In which case, NEXT.kz still is lacking a hard carry. Kinda. Let's see if RoX is planning on banning out a hero like that. That would also, of course, give away what they are planning, or what they are expecting from NEXT.kz's lineup here. We've got ourselves NEXT.kz, though, for the first time really taking into their bonus time. I mean, they used a couple of seconds before, but they are really thinking this through, because there's a lot of options for RoX and how they're going to run things. And surprisingly so, Tree and Protector got completely ignored so far. Now, if RoX really want to have a tree, then I'd say put Nature's Prophet in the jungle, Doom solo safe lane, Venomancer Treant on the dual lane off lane, and Ancient Operation mid. It's kind of greedy, and might not be the most ideal way to do this, but considering NEXT.kz has got most likely a defensive tri lane, it is not even that bad. Batrider won't be getting real big until he is level 6, or at least won't be getting real scary for Doom until he's level 6. Ancient Operation can do okay against an Invoker. It is, however, the Night Stalker that gets removed, also a hero that does well against Invoker, and oh, that crippling fear at nighttime, that's not fun to be up against if you're indeed an Invoker or Rubik or any other hero on the side of NEXT.kz, actually. And RoX.KIS, by the way, it seems like they did not ban out a single hero. They didn't have any bonus time left. I completely missed that. Let's see if something is said in the chat. Nothing is said, so We have a bit of issue.
10 seconds remaining.
Maybe. If they're not going to pick up a hero, that means that they're going to random this one.
Remaining.
I'm checking the chat. There we go. Then there's no ban, but they pick up the Death Prophet. So that is going to be their mid hero. And on top of that, that is of course also a hero with a silence. And silences are kind of deadly for NEXT.kz at this point. So I like the pickup. I'm hoping for them it works out. Death Prophet is one of their heroes, one of those heroes that if he's struggling early game, he'll struggle late game as well. So I'm expecting also then a couple of rotations from Veneration Separation trying to help out. Invoker overall not a too difficult hero to gank. Yeah, he has a bit of an escape if he can go invisible beforehand. And he is overall quite sturdy as well if he goes into Quaswex. But with Chilling Touch and a Gale, I think a Gale should still be able to happen. Especially with a couple of nukes from Death Prophet. And of course a well-placed Silence as well. Meaning he cannot go invisible. So yeah, I'm okay with this pickup. I kind of like it as well. Early towers perhaps to go down as well on their side. Anyways, NEXT.kz, they need one more hero. I am expecting it to be a core hero. It is going to be a Shadow Fiend. Mantis Shadow Fiend, so I would assume safe lane for him. As we will see who goes where. And if it is indeed just a safe tri lane on the side of next league, which is expected. We do see that solo will be in mid with the Death Prophet, so it will be also a safe tri lane for RoX. Now, normally you would expect a bit of a passive game in that regard. I mean, Invoker and also Death Prophet are really both not too highly aggressive mids early on. However, because of that, like, they're not highly aggressive, but they kind of need to be shutting down their opponent, as I do realize that I still had... There we go. That's the right overlay right there. Like, they kind of need to shut down... They have the potential to shut down their opponent, rather. Age Separation, Venomancer, I'm expecting ganks from them on the Invoker, and I'm expecting ganks from Visage and Rubik on the Death Prophet, because she doesn't really have an escape. Better yet, she has less of an escape than what Invoker has, in a way. What's this? Oh, this is a new one. I've not seen this one before. We'll use it. Thank you very much. Okay, so... Once again, you are watching RoX.KIS taking on NEXT.kz. This is a best of 3 here for the Yard-Wide Festival. Best of 3 in the winner's bracket. So whichever team will come out ahead in this best of 3 will go on in the winner's bracket. Though if they lose this best of 3, they will still go to the loser bracket. They're not out of the tournament just yet. Loser bracket games, best out of 1. Winner's bracket games, best out of 3 though. And do you really want to put your faith in the best of 1? No, they want to win this one, so they're going to try. We're going to see in the first game if who comes out ahead, who has a bit of an advantage. Maybe a mental advantage, if you want to call it like that, in the second game. As we have got Yol on the Radiant side for RoX.KIS. He'll play the Venomancer. Goblak will play the Ancient Apparition. We've got ourselves Doom. Safe Lane Farmer. BZZ will take on that one. Solo, Nature's Prophet, Death Prophet rather. Well, oh god, there are so many prophets in this game, I just realized. Death Prophet will be playing... Oh, wow, he missed his block. But Solo will... Ah, that's kind of awkward. As I would assume that... Maybe he's assuming that then he has the most awesome block ever, and then the creeps will be near his tower? That might be the case? No, that won't be the case. No, that won't be the case. Then he's gonna have a good time laning. Okay, so Solo will be in the mid lane on the Death Prophet, and Seedoy, signature hero, Nature's Prophet for him on the off lane, up against the trail lane, so we might see him rotate into the jungle at some point, because it's not really safe to be up against here. He already gets slowed and harassed a bit, but so far that's all they can do. I guess that is some luck, as Denny might actually drop here. Is there going to be another Crypt Swarm? No, not yet. And comes the Salve. There's your Crypt Swarm right there, but the Salve did not get ticked off. So taking a look at who is playing what on the side of NEXT.kz. We've got ourselves Denny in the mid lane on the Invoker. We'll play that as a stand-in here, as they on the safe trial lane. Equal will take on the Visage, Mantis, who's trying to get 4k. I know that road, it's very difficult. 4k rating. He's supported by the Rubik, and he's of course playing the Shadow Fiend. And then last but not least, it is the semi-off laner. Bat Rider for NEXT.kz is in the jungle, knows that he can't really do that much on the offlane, and will just stack and pull and get himself some levels this way, as he is actually taking his time for speccing anything at all. I'm wondering what he is doing right now. Maybe he started off probably on the bottom lane just to check out or to use some regen is now gonna just wait until he can stack that. But our middle lane is probably gonna be our most volatile one, because, as I said, Nature's Prophet should, in theory, rotate into the jungle at some point. And our middle lane is gonna be the more scary one for both of these. Mostly when the supports go rotating. So far, that's not happening just yet, as Dendy is feeling the harassment from this Death Prophet. The sad face comes out as well. I mean, Death Prophet so far sitting on 4-2. Dendy's sitting on 6-5, so he is overall getting ahead in this lane. But it's not an easy lane, and he has to put on quests. It is a quest Exort invoker, and normally you want to have that Exort on so you can last it a bit better, but he needs to have that quest on just to be more tanky, just to regen more. Understandable, but not ideal for him. That is sure. You see him constantly switching. Like, this is annoying though. He's constantly switching whenever he needs the last hit. And oh, in comes the first invisibility rune. There comes a Gale. The cold snap was there, but it doesn't matter. Denny looks to be the first one to die here. Might get a return kill, but Solo lives. And the first blood goes to him as well. Dendy drops an invis rune from the Venomancer, was the one that proved to be the victorious one. Now, one thing that I find that RoX.KIS kind of has working against them is that their supports are not really ideal for getting fast levels in the jungle. Maybe Venomancer with his wards can help out a bit, but overall, Ancient Operation is very level dependent. And all he can do for now is stack and pull. Of course, I guess the same can be said by NEXT.kz, who has equal, that is very level dependent. But I dare say that it's more important for the Ancient Operation to get his ult up than for Visit to get his ult up. Especially, especially since they're pulling and stacking and it's going quite fine here as well. I guess Yoel has not really taken up that much experience from the jungle and is leaving most of it to Goblak here, who's actually getting kills with his cold feet right now. But that was our first blood on the board. That was our first rotation as well. If Solo gives a signal saying, you know what, I can do just fine now from this point onward, I'm already ahead and I will keep being ahead. Right now, by the way, last hit wise, he's still not ahead, but with that first blood, of course, he is. But perhaps they don't need to have a rotation anymore. We do have a regen rune, will be taken by Yoel. He's having good rune control here. Both of these solo mids don't really have the rune control. As in, you know, they don't have typical rune control abilities. We have Nature's Prophet, who has good rune control, of course, coming out from RoX.KIS. As the cold snap is there again, just to harass me for the moment, or maybe Sunstrike. Nah, gets dodged. Nice attempt. And there is a clarity on Denny still as well, so he'll be fine. Looks like Nature's Prophet is finally going into the jungle, level 3. You can compare him a bit to the Batrider, by the way. Batrider will level faster in the jungle, purely because he's been dedicated to it since the start. However, there is Nature's Prophet, who will probably go from phase into Hand of Midas, and therefore will get his levels back up, and will in the end surpass the Batrider. And for Batrider, it will mostly depend on how successful his ganks are once he is level 6 with his Blink Dagger. Speaking of Hand of Midas, by the way, the one on the Doom is already picked up here by BCZ. He of course also has his Devour, which gives him some solid farm. He is, by the way, a couple of last hits ahead compared to the Shadow Fiend. Really not that big a difference though, so can't really say something important about that. However, the most important thing to note is, of course, that there is a Hand of Midas on BCZ and there is no Hand of Midas on the Shadow Fiend. Interested to see what kind of first items both go for, because of course they can go fairly defensive. We can see something like Shadow Blade coming out for either of them as well though. So they could really choose what they are going to go for, and I really like this, that Yoel has actually rotated top. So they make sure that they're not wasting any experience, and Venomancers overall are pretty good heroes to be in this position. They can just place wards as long as they just are only in experience range. Like, they know that they are not going to stop the Shadow Fiend from farming, right? So all they need to do is just sit in experience range, which, by the way, a couple of patches ago, or 2 patches ago, got increased. So you're even more safer now than you were before. So he can stop the tower from going down, he can get experience that nobody else would have otherwise gotten, and he also does not take experience away from neither Doom nor Ancient Apparition, which is really important to note here, as we do have Solo coming in with an invisibility rune, looking to try and go for amazing. The Gale comes out as well as the Access System. Telekinesis is not going to stop any of that. That's going to be a kill for RoX.KIS, while Mantis just has to sit back and hope that his supports come back fast. So we have actually Visage doing the same thing as Savannah was doing, just grabbing some experience on that bottom lane. But overall, is not as safe as a Venomancer could be. And yeah, he wasn't there to try and help out his team in with this burst exorcism as well. I mean, they're gonna get this tower. Of course, they do give Dendy some extra free farm, who was already doing quite okay in this middle lane last hit-wise before then. And he is gonna get maybe helped by Equal as well. However, Solo's exorcism ended and he went back. They didn't get the tower, but they got it down to half. Next time something like that happens, the tower will go down. And to be honest, they don't need to really worry that much about taking towers down that fast, because with the exorcism and with the Nature's Prophet split pushing a bit, that will come. They'll get those towers down. There's no doubt about that one.
It's all the same to me.
31 to 15. Solo, who has 2 kills now to his name, 32 to 6. So last hit wise even, and 2 kills go in the way of Solo. Taking a look at the net worth, the difference is 1.2k gold, which is a lot. We're only 7.5 minutes into this game, and having a 1.2k gold difference at this stage, it's insane. It's an insane amount. However, things are not yet over for the Invoker, and it looks like he might be going for a Hand of Midas of his own. We know that the Invokers, like they get put mid or on a solo lane rather, purely because, or not just, but they need the experience basically. They need to get ahead of everybody else, and you know, that's their thing. So getting ahead of Midas will allow you to get ahead even more, especially if you're not doing absolutely awesome in the mid lane. You know, you can use that Hand of Midas to just get back to where you should be. Does cost some gold. Oh, Doom comes out. They want to try and take down this Bedrider who's sitting on 1600 gold. This would be an immensely big kill. The stomp actually does not hit from BZ, but it doesn't matter. Cedoid coming in to help out and take some of that experience as well. And as BZZ, I mean, with that kill, it's nice that he gets a kill. Extra gold for him as he's already doing well. Wait a second, we have got Solo in some trouble. Soul Assumption comes out as well. The Sunstrike wasn't even needed. Dendy still gets the kill in the end. They lose their tower on the bottom lane, but at least they get a kill. Can they actually take down? Nah, they cannot take down a Doom. But yeah, taking down the Bedrider before he actually finished up his Blink Dagger is big. That is very big. So, well done for RoX.KIS. Might be slightly overextension from Reeves on his Bedrider, but you know, you have to try and get that experience that Yoel's getting here on the top lane, who is now level 6. Something that, unfortunately for Goblak, he is not yet, but he is close. He is very close, and oh god, is he really gonna rush an Aghanims? Because that is like the worst. Yesterday we had an Aghanims on an Age Deparation as well, and I believe it were Vickerman's words saying, once you have an Age Deparation with an Aghanim Scepter who is awake and at his computer, that team wins. So we'll see if that is going to be the case. As Solo is taking quite a bit of tower hits here to try and push down this tier 1 middle. There is quite a big defense being set up though. Dendy, Equal, and Amazing are here. A ult is going to fly in though. That is going to be Goblak level 6. However, the A ult does not hit anything, but does give the vision for the Nature's Prophet ultimate to go through. And now with Solo's exorcism about to be ending, it looks like that push is coming to an end. But might not get the tower, but they're dropping fairly low though. Also, I mean, they wanted the top earlier on as well, and they already got the one on the bottom. Once they start taking down more and more of these towers, we're gonna get a big, you know, tree being planted in the gold graph in favor of RoX.KIS, and it's gonna look pretty scary. And look at this build. I like this better than going for anything else. Shadow Blade for Doom, as he is then looking to go aggressive a bit more than you'd maybe otherwise think if he's, you know, safe lane Doom. We don't have any items being built for Mantis just yet, but he's sitting on 2,700 gold, so in terms of his road to BKB, not forget his road to BKB, he's only about 1k and then some off, so it's not that bad. He's doing quite okay. Net worth-wise, he's still below the Doom, but that is to be expected. You are up against someone with and the Hand of Midas and the Devour, so it's a lot that you have to deal with. And on top of that, the Doom also has towers. May not be getting the last hit of this tower, but it does add up to his total of gold, as it looks like we might have a bit of a push coming on mid here as well, as Reeves has got a Blink Dagger. They were able to pick up Solo in this middle lane with that Blink Dagger, first showing of it. They now are going to rotate top. Maybe they can get something else again, and not with the lasso anymore though, as that is on cooldown for another minute. It looks like we're gonna see RoX.KIS back off, especially now that the Shadow Blade is ready. They don't want to show that just yet. I mean, just like Batrider didn't show his Blink Dagger before he actually got a gank with that.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They want to probably use that Shadow Blade, the first Shadow Blade Doom, as a surprise attack as well, and get some high important target with it. Like NEXT.kz got Solo, which is a high priority target for sure. Maybe they want to try and get kill on Shadow Fiend or Invoker, or you know, both. Might be slightly over enthusiastic, maybe over ambitious, but yeah, one of those two would be ideal, of course. Oh, familiar. Ah, that familiar would have actually died if he didn't give that one hit to the black dragon. Interesting. Shadow. Come on. I mean, it was the Shadow Fiend. Why did I not see that? I talked about that, and it would be a high prior target and all that, and he just gets that kill without me seeing it. Sorry, people, missed 2 kills in a row. Fire Shiver 2014. Oh well. But that was the first kill. Knew it was gonna happen. Oh, and a Shadow Blade being built up by the Shadow Fiend as well. I was actually starting to think that it would be oh, I actually mentioned it was gonna be BKB. Earlier on I said maybe perhaps, wait a second, we're gonna see tower down mid, but first of all it is gonna be BZZ picked off. Nicely done, the detection was there. They do get a tier 1 mid in return for that one, but that's another Blink Lasso used, and no Shadow Blade will save you then. Very nicely done, and good job for Danny carrying around that dust. Was his, he bought it himself even, so good guy Danny. Make sure that that kill does not go to waste. But yes, Shadow Blade for the Shadow Fiend as well. Like I mentioned it earlier, right? I mentioned it like BKB or Shadow Blade for the Shadow Fiend was kind of the choice to make, and at the start I thought Shadow Blade would be it, but then I decided after not having too strong of a start that maybe BKB would have been the better choice, purely because it's more defensive, and it looked like they were gonna have a bit of a defensive game. Hey, ult, gonna fly in, gonna hit on Dendi. There's no real follow-up coming out of it though, but it does force them back, I guess. But yeah, now that he has a Shadow Blade, which is complete, I am expecting him to be a lot more aggressive and a lot more in team fights right now, which is normally not really Manta's style of playing either. Two Shadow Blades. Well, hopefully they both carry detection. I do think that the Shadow Blade on the Shadow Fiend might not be seen. Maybe the start was seen, but we don't have detection yet on anybody of RoX.KIS, so they're going to be surprised by that the first time. As of course, NEXT.kz is prepared. We already saw the dust. We see the sentries coming out as well from Equal, placing some to try and counter the observer wards as well. As it looks like they want to just sneak in a Roshan. Now that they've counter-warded and know that there's no vision for RoX.KIS on the Rosh pit, they can try this. And they have a pretty decent lineup for that as well. They've got Presence of the Dark Lord, level 1, so got some Minus Armor being built up there. And they got some extra damage. Hey, ult though. On all 5 heroes, this could mean trouble. In comes Solo. That is already Shadow Fiend gone. Solo, can he do more? Gets a silence off on 4 heroes. Triple kill. He's gonna get an ultra kill. There's 1 hero left alive. It is Reeves on his Batrider, trying to escape, trying to find a good way out. Gets a flame break out there, but doesn't. Oh, Rampage! That is just so deadly. Hello. Exorcism level 2. Yeah, that's why there were so many more ghosts than the previous time we saw that. Exorcism level 2, AA ult on 5, silence on 4, Solo. Oh, that was a brilliant team fight from RoX.KIS, and kind of ballsy move, I guess, for NEXT.kz, but kind of ballsy for Batrider to stick around to try and make something happen. He really tried to make that Roshan kill go to his team, but in the end he just revealed his position and the ghost flew to him and there was no way out. Rampage 15 minutes into the game. RoX.KIS, I talked about trees being planted in the gold graph. I think we're gonna have it. It is over 10k gold in favor of RoX.KIS. Experience graph, oh that's more like a tree, I guess. Yeah, going to 7,500 experience in their favor. Meantime, we might have BZ in some trouble. He gets pulled back. The lasso is there. The cold snap as well. Doesn't have his Shadow Blade just yet and gets dusted anyway. So good return kill, I guess, for NEXT.kz, making sure that they still get something off the back of that after losing a tier 2. And of course losing their entire team, I guess. Look at this Venomancer. He's sitting on 3,100 gold. What is he gonna do with it? Like, he is even almost on par with Dendi in terms of farm. who, you know, he did pick up his Hanamitis, as said, so he will get some levels back. He will get some gold back as well. But this is a very rich Venomancer, as we do have ourselves our Yule Scepter for Denny. So getting some well, big A ult actually. And with the Nature's Prophet ultimate flying in, oh, just invisible, just in time. Otherwise he might have gotten hit by that, and that might have actually killed him, because also that Nature's Wrath is now level 2, or Wrath of Nature rather. Nature's Wrath, jeez. But that's, yeah, scary. Soul Booster, Solo has it. Bloodstone, of course, in the making. Nature's Prophet might be thinking about an aggressive teleport here. They did know that Equal was around there, though, and they're actually gonna try to maybe fight mid. They already have a Doom up on the Bat Rider, who will be staying alive through it unless they find him again. They will get Amazing, however, and actually Nature's Prophet teleporting in to make sure that Doom got that kill as well. Good guy Seedoy making it happen, and with Solo and his Exorcism still on, yeah, this could be a tier 3 tower. And without the Bat Rider, they can't really fight back. Like, if you're gonna siege a base, Bat Rider is one of the best ones to have to defend, because he can blink in, drag someone to his team, make sure that you're sieging the base only with 4 heroes then, and they don't have that one. Of course, turtle-wise, we also have an Invoker, which is a very good hero, but ooh, Requiem of Souls, BZ, he'll be okay though, or will he actually? Center Ward gets placed as well, Soul Subject coming in, it's not enough to take him down though, 73 health left after that one. But it's a defense nonetheless. They keep their tier 3 tower alive. Most important thing. Then he takes a bit of a beating for it, but that's worth it. They don't lose anything more. Not more after Bat Rider and Rubik died. But at this point, it is up to RoX.KIS to keep the pressure on. It's up to NEXT.kz to try and... like, it's a balance, really. RoX.KIS is going to try to keep the pressure on while not overextending, because that's, of course, the you know, the trap that you can fall into. Is this an Aghanim Scepter already? Yes. Oh god. Is he gonna die from this? No. No. No? You know. No. Sorry. Had to see that one. But Nature's Prophet did go down. That was the typical tornado into deafening blast and meteor things going on there. So that was a bit of an expected combination of spells, and he found Invoker with it, which is a really good one to take down, of course, this Pet Pusher. But I want to go back to this Ancient Apparition, because we're 19 minutes into the game and he has an Negative Scepter. Of course, he didn't buy anything else apart from boots, and he lets Venomancer buy all that big stuff. Solo, lasso, blink forward, Solo in some trouble. Will actually take a fall if he's not careful, getting slowed down. Aeolus is going to try to help him out. He heals himself and he pops a regen rune while doing so. Will still go down, but he has an Aegis, of course, and now they have to run. They have to hide because the cavalry is coming in. It is BZZ with the Shadow Blade. Won't find anybody anymore because they realized this was their time to run. And they do so, so good job for them. Of course, it's not that big of a loss because the Aegis was, well, gonna disappear in a minute and so, and a bit anyways. And I did make sure that the lasso blink combination did not get used for anything else, I guess, for the moment. Oh, Mantis. Yep, Shadow Blades himself away. Takes the tower as well, takes some tower gold with that. Really needed. He and Invoker are the ones to pull this back, and of course the blinks and the lassos from Bat Rider have to be just spot on, and he cannot really afford to go down anymore, I would say, even though he is in some trouble right now. We've got ourselves a bit of a siege going on. There is 4 heroes from RoX.KIS at this tier 2 tower, which will drop. I mean, really, what can you cannot fight in the Exorcism. The trick is to just go in after the Exorcism is gone and hope that Solo sticks around for a little while longer. As, you know, that is the way to do it. Or a split push, like they're doing right now. Yules, that's gonna be Bat Rider. Stuck. Cannot jump in. Blink Dagger put on cooldown. The tier 2 top has been picked up by the Shadow Fiend at the same time. In comes the combination. Godblack will go down from that one. Poison Nova coming out as Yule. Afterwards, he'll go down, but that's, I mean, that's a Venomancer's job right there. BCC still gets a lot of hate coming out from the Shadow Fiend, though, as we have Rubik already forced back. Oh my god, a Veil of Discord and a Crypt Swarm. That is not fun to deal with. As Bat Rider will still go down. Equal in some trouble as well. Still has a Veil on him. They have to be so careful. Cold Snap coming out from Solo, who doesn't have an Exorcism anymore. Yule Scepter for Denny keeps himself up. Dodges the stun coming out from the Doom. Seedoy running. The birds not chasing him down anymore. Looks like RoX.KIS is going to try to make their escape right now, because they can't really go high ground anymore, and not without the Exorcism. And you know, they got a kill on the Bat Rider. They didn't really lose the fight. Venomancer did what Venomancers do, walking in, Poison Nova, and if you don't have a Force Staff yet, you know, then you die. But he does have the Veil of Discord, and that was not fun, not a fun experience for Amazing. That oh god, the combinations that you can make with this, it's just disgusting. You get yourself, you know, perfect scenario. Let's go perfect scenario right here. Force Staff or Blink Dagger or something on Venomancer. He jumps in, Veil of Disc ulties. Either he dies or Force Staffs out, doesn't matter. Or Yule Scepters himself. Anyways, he's done. Like, that's Venomancer's job right there. Then in comes an AA ult up on everybody as well, while the Veil's on. Then Nature's Prophet will, of course, as well. There will be Crypt Swarms, Silences, so NEXT.kz can't really fight back. And, of course, the Exorcism flying through, and then Doom can doom anybody that he doesn't want to do anything in the fight, aka either Doom Mantis before he BKBs, Doom Batrider before he blinks Lassos. If the BKB and Shadow Fiend is already on anyway, then, you know, maybe the Batrider is a better choice. But it's pretty damn scary. Solo, though, is going to be our target right here. Blink Lasso, he's in some trouble. Gonna get hit on by Mantis, dragged away. Yule Scepter's there as well. This time he does not have an Aegis though, and he will get picked off. Amazing takes the kill. Takes 800 gold with him as he goes.
That's right. I am.
Wow, he had a long line for that, didn't he? A long sentence as he killed off the... I was listening to what he was saying. So, but yeah, he was the Magus as he proved that one. But yeah, this is a pretty scary lineup for RoX.KIS. It's not over yet though, by any means. I mean, there's still plenty of fighting potential on NEXT.kz. We already saw with what ease Dandy could pick up anybody basically. Maybe apart from Death Prophet and Doom as he blinks forward, finds himself a Doom on... or finds himself doomed rather, and picked up as well. Oh, Nature's Prophet with the ult coming out. In comes a Poison down afterwards, but Batrider is the one to go down as well as the Rubik as Solo is looking for equal. He'll go down as well. That Veil of Discord is just so painful. The BKB teleport out for Mantis worked out okay, but oh, and that was an engagement started off by NEXT.kz. Very aggressive blink by Dandy, and he just blinked himself right into being doomed, and it's such a difficult lineup to go up against. But as I said, it's not impossible. I mean, they still have that Batrider. If they can catch out Solo before anything else, then they have got the start of a good team fight going their way. If they get him killed off before he can do anything else, of course, and he might be rezzing maybe instantly soon if he has Bloodstone charges for it, or you know, kill himself beforehand. But overall, the potential is still there. They have got a very good turtle lineup as well. I already mentioned what the Batrider can do from high ground. We have an Invoker, Tornadoes, Deafening Blast, CMPs, everything that you can throw, meteors that can fall from the sky. They've got a bit of split push. It's a very little split push though, but it's a bit of split push in Visit Familiar Birds. You know, Silver Linings, you have to look at that one. Silver linings are important, and yeah, whatever Rubik steals is important. But I still am sticking to my point. I'm not really convinced by the Rubik pick this game. There's just not that much to steal. Rubik, or sorry, Venomancer in some trouble. Venomancer in a lot of trouble. Venomancer dead actually, as BZZ showed himself. Gets lassoed, gets killed off. That's 2 kills. BKB still turned on by Mantis. I'm not sure why, because at that point, there's a victory BKB. Victory BKB it is, as Solo in the meantime is taking advantage of the situation. Feels like his team is distracted enough and is now trying for the tier 3 tower. Might be in some trouble though. Whoa, he silences up Dandy. At least Dandy blinks away before he jumps out, as we do have Godlike coming in. Godlike in some trouble. Gets Yules. Lifted as well. Will get picked off there. Rubik still went down to the Exorcism though, and Yules up for Solo as well. The Exorcism, people are getting just forced back constantly. At least the Exorcism exits now, so it's done. Cold Snap comes out, but it doesn't matter anymore. Blink forward. Perhaps Batrider can make something happen. Perhaps he can slow him. Nature's Prophet is looking to teleport himself out. Silence coming out so that they can use him to stop him from teleporting out. That's something they can do, and actually he'll get picked up as well. Solo now is the last one alive together with the Venomancer, who goes in for a Gale and a Poison Nova, trying to at least slow them down. Not working out so far though. 5 stacks of Sticky Napalm, but Batrider is the one to go down as well as Solo, so at least he doesn't go out alone. You'll strangely enough, I guess. Oh wow, Venomancer Poison still takes down Mantis. That's actually pretty big. But I was gonna say Yul's the only one alive after the fight. I say that, and I do realize that the only reason that he was alive was because he died, and then he came back. Same thing goes for BZ. They both died middle, and then of course came back bottom. But I guess this is the best kind of fight that NEXT.kz could have hoped for. And even then, they still lose so many people, including their Shadow Fiend. It's, you know, it's less than ideal, as Dendi is getting galed up here. Might be in some trouble here. He has a Gem of True Sight as well. This would be a big kill if they get it. Cedo jumping in as well as they doom Dendi up. Gets sprouted up, gets killed off as well. Bedrider jumps inside the sprout to get the gem back. Doom comes out. Amazing is the one to die as well as the rest of NEXT.kz just tries to run. Equal though, not going to be able to do that. That activism is just too strong. The cooldown is too short and the Rex are too squishy right here. Deafening Blast will try to stop Cedo from going in, but it's not going to happen. It is just not going to happen. This Death Prophet had a good start. Oh, might still be in some trouble. The ghosts are almost coming back to him though. And yeah, he is full. There we go. And that's Mantis dead again. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a GG called out right now, because that is just so damn annoying. Dendi, oh, he dodges the ultimate, dodges the Ice Blast. Will still go down afterwards though, as Cedo gets the last hit. And it's just, how are you going to stop this? How are you fighting this? Even if you killed off some of them, they keep running back into your base. Even if it's 2x2 or 1x1, they can't kill them off fast enough. That is the problem. Gale will miss. At least that is a bit of a blessing for NEXT.kz. Might still be able to get something out of this. Cedo will be able to get away from that one. His Shadow Blade, of course, keeping him safe. At least also they didn't lose the Gem of True Sight, which is still up on the Bedrider. But right now, I mean, at this point, I'd say the chances for NEXT.kz to get back into this game is starting to get pretty damn slim. We have got a 14k gold in favor of NEXT.kz, 10k, or sorry, of RoX.KIS rather, 10k experience, which in a way is not that much. I mean, it could be worse. Let's just say that, right? It could be a lot worse, but it's not. It is manageable. The one big thing that NEXT.kz is struggling with right now, that I do believe that they can win a team fight, for sure. But if they do, they don't really have, like, they still have so many towers up. They still have 3 towers standing outside of RoX.KIS, of which one is even still a tier 1. Which is going to be, like, very hard to get something off the back of that team fight, which actually will mean something for them in the scheme of the game. Because every time the NEXT.kz loses a team fight, well, they lose towers or racks. And when RoX.KIS would lose a team fight, right now they're not losing anything of value just yet, apart from maybe tier 2 tower, and that even is not so sure, especially not since Solo still has got all those Bloodstone charges. And by the way, he's suicided instead of dying earlier, but oh well. Slow coming out from Yul, but just harassment for the moment. The silence comes out as well as the Doom. Mantis forced to go back. The support's already dead. It is, I mean, with the Veil, the Nature's Prophet ultimate is hurting so much. And Doom actually sticking around for a very long time. You would think that he almost had a negatives, but no, he does not. As Denny still gets Yul with his combination. I mean, you know, that's good for him. BCC might get dragged into the fountain. No, keeps being on the right side of the wall. Just long enough. Invoker still got picked up by the Ice Blast from AA. And it will be Mantis that Shadow Blades, as he is on 32 health. And yeah, we'll be back as well. We'll be back alive. But you know what do you get from that? Yay! Yay, you live! Right? And then what? Your base gonna survive? No. Are you gonna win the game? Probably not. So, yeah. That's tier 4 is for RoX.KIS time. They've got another exorcism in 45 seconds. So for the moment, NEXT.kz not having to deal with that. But oh, that silence, that just stops them every single time. Blink forward, looking for something. Cedo in some trouble. Will get picked off here. That's at least one. Maybe they can get Godlike as well. One nuke from Equal would do the job. Not needed, actually. Bedrider gets it with a flame break. It is going to be BCZ that tries to keep himself up. 150 health left. Equal chasing him down, but will go down to Solo instead. As Solo is just the tankiest one right here. There's already 4 dead on the side of NEXT.kz. And Mantis is the last one alive as he tries to still get BCZ. He's not getting it, though. He's really trying. Gets silenced up, still gets the Shadow Blade, and that is gonna be Doom on the close. Doom on the Doom being scouted out. They know where he is. They so know where he is. Hello, Mantis. Oh, the Shadow Blade in return. He's not getting it, and the gem was on the Bedrider. Oh, there we go. There we go. They get it. But in the meantime, I mean, Solo just continued on for the base. He had another exorcism up, still gets slowed down by Dendi coming back, but these spirits, even though the fortification is on right now, these spirits might just be doing the job, as there's a lift still. Exorcism being stolen by Amazing. Now that is amazing, and that is actually might be enough for a defense of the Ancient. Hells yeah. We do have buyback as well, as Boots Travel on Death Prophet, though, is on his way back. Might not have an Exorcism anymore, but neither does Amazing, because he went down to the Nature's Prophet, just like Mantis did. Seedoy will get punished for his insubordinance, and will go down to Dendi's Invoker, but this RoX is, or this throne rather, is not really gonna live very much longer, as we see Visage being picked up as well. Batrider and Dendi's Invoker, last one's alive, and Batrider is the one to get doomed up and killed off before he even reaches the base. Dendi, yeah, he'll Tornado heals himself for the moment, and yeah, nice as well. That's gonna be our game. That's gonna be only game 1 though, because this is a best of 3. We're gonna see ourselves another game between these two teams. It is, of course, as said, the winner's bracket game between RoX.KIS and NEXT.kz for the Yard Wide Festival. One game now in favor of RoX.KIS. 32 minutes games. Well, 56 kills. No problem. My voice is just fine. I'm not gonna, you know, it's good, fine. Solo casting, fine. It looks like Rickmon is still asleep though, so we still don't have a co-caster for our next game. Hopefully he'll you know, get a you know, flash awake and then joins me. But for now, you're still stuck with little old me. I'll be right back though with game 2 of NEXT.kz versus RoX.KIS. So stay tuned, because I don't think you want to miss these series, because this is just arena Dota from what it looks like. Stick around.